Alright, YouTube, back at it on the Caprice. We're going to be working on this patch panel again. Already started making me a template for the patch. See how it goes. I'm going to go in something like that. And I have to come back and make a small piece for this one. I'm going to go ahead and get the patch pieces put in, welded up. Alright, we got our template laid out for our patch piece. Going to be using the piece I cut out of the roof again. We're going to get this cut out and we're going to get it tacked in. Alright, we got our patch piece cut out. We got a little bit of a gap back here, not nothing major. It'll weld up just fine. Next thing we're going to do is this lip right here. We got to put this lip back in this piece all the way around. After we get that, we'll get it tacked in and weld it up. Alright, we got our patch panel somewhat close. I'm working with minimal tools, so I had to take a grinder and cut little slices out so I could bend it up. They're a little bit too long, but once I get it welded in, I'll cut them back down to size. All those little slits I will weld up, grind down, clean up. We're going to fire the welder up, get her tacked in, and start working on our other patch piece. Alright, we got her tacked in. It's got a couple tacks on there to hold it in there so I can get this other patch made. I will be drilling this to put spot welds back in it like it was from the factory, because without it, it'll flop around. I'm not going to worry about that yet. I'm going to go ahead and make the piece for this. After I get this, I'll tack it in. I'll drill my holes for a few spot welds, and then we'll get it welded up. Then I'll start working on welding all this up. It's not perfectly straight. Doesn't have to be right now. I will get the hammer and dollies. I'll hammer and dolly it out straight where it needs to be. That way when we get the weather stripping of the trunk, everything seals up and it won't leak. Alright, we got our other patch piece put in. Went ahead and drilled some of the spot welds and then got them welded up. That way it don't move. Don't wiggle around anymore. Still got to weld up all the slits that I cut in it to bend it. Got a pretty good shape to it. Still got to weld it up. When I weld it, it'll probably warp some. That's where the hammer and dollies will come in. As always, when you're welding up this thin sheet metal like this, you see me weld here and then weld here and moving my heat around. You don't want to put all your heat in one spot or you'll warp it all up. And basically have to start all the way over. Another thing, like always, take your time. If you get in a hurry, again, you'll warp it up and have to start all over. Something you can do, which is what I've done. Took a little piece of cardboard. Of course, I wrote on it, not to throw away, don't bend. Using this to check my curve, I based it off the other side of the trunk since this side was so messed up. Just cut your curve in it. Throw it up there. So far we're looking pretty good. It's not too far off. Here's another little trick. They make things called a carbon block. They actually work in a weld shop. And sometimes we have parts that come through, they'll have holes in them. We use a carbon block on the back side of the hole, if it's wrong, to weld it up. I don't have a carbon block, but this is a block of aluminum. Nothing pretty about it. What I did just there was I've got a little bit of a gap. It being thin, it's harder to weld. So, take your aluminum block, your carbon block. I've even used a block of wood, brass. Weld it on the back side, and they won't stick to it because it's not steel. We're not welding aluminum, we're welding steel. What it does is it holds something behind it so that you can fill that gap in, and not have to worry about burning through the metal real bad or cutting it up worse. We got our patch pieces welded in. I don't look too pretty right now. Still got to clean them up. Still got to trim that lip down, make it even with the rest of it. All that you see up top, kind of jagged looking, all of it's going to be cut down. But we got solid metal in there now. No more rust holes. It's our little template up here. Came out pretty good. Once I get them welds ground down, it'll probably fit even tighter. And if not, I can still hammer and dolly it. Okay, and I know I told y'all the last video that next time y'all will see this fender, it'll be in primer. I kinda lied. Spoke with the owner. Was getting with him about what all I had left on this fender. Well, I asked him about this antenna. He said there's no need for it, so we are actually going to be shaving that hole. When I'm done with it, that hole will be gone, so there's no point in priming it yet. I still got to do that. Also, I got to looking, and the battery tray pretty rusted. So I pulled it out, and after I pulled it out, I noticed on the passenger inner fender, pretty rusted inner fender. Once again, like the pieces on the back side of the grill, I can't just let that go. So I pulled both inner fenders out. Gonna get them cleaned up, get that rust took care of. They're also gonna be sprayed the same color as the car. When it's all said and done, pretty much the whole engine bay will be the same colors outside of the car. Alright, YouTube. Here's the finished product. Everything looking good. Looks like it's supposed to now. I still have to get on the inside of the trunk and clean up the rust on the inside. But this outside part is done, in primer, and ready to go.